Okay, so just before we start this video, I'd like to remind you guys I'll be doing a Q&A next Tuesday, so feel free to leave any sort of questions in the comments section of any video between now and Tuesday. You can also ask me questions on Twitter, just at me, or you can ask me questions on my Ask FM. Both the links to my Ask FM and my Twitter will be in the description below, or you can ask questions in the comments section. Enjoy the video. Hello there guys and welcome, it is Niran here, and today it is time for episode number 9 of our FIFA 15 West Ham United career mode. Now of course last episode we had a monumental episode. We actually beat Yeovil Town in the Capital One Cup. That doesn't sound very monumental, but bear with me, I'm getting to the monumental part. We beat them in the Capital One Cup, but we actually managed to beat Manchester City 2-1 in the Barclays Premier League, setting up a really good position for this episode where we'll be playing 3 games. Despite the sort of deceptive time or length of this video, there will actually be 3 games this episode. We'll be playing Stoke, Aston Villa and Everton, all in the Barclays Premier League. Interesting dynamic. Of course, I spent a lot of time with Aston Villa doing a career mode with them, so it'll be interesting to go back, see Benteke, the big Belgian beast, Christian Benteke. We've been drawn Sunderland in the quarter-final of the Capital One Cup, but as you can see, there's a few central midfielders that will be on the screen. Frank Lampard being the first. These are actually the guys that you suggested to me last episode. Fabian Delph, who I can sign on a pre-contract agreement because his contract expires in 8 months, so I could get him for free, or Frank Lampard, of course, to bring him back to West Ham, where it all started for him. And Yuri Tielemans, who was another suggestion last episode, who we actually looked at in June, but I didn't quite have enough money for him at the time. I will have a bit more money, I think, to actually spend on a central midfielder this time, so might be able to go for him. Of course, he's got absolutely awesome potential, the wonder kid, really, of FIFA 15. But we're going to get straight now into the first game, of the episode. Why do I always get that word mixed up? Game, episode. They're not even the same, but still, we're going to play Stoke at the Britannia Stadium away from home. This used to be like one of the trickiest fixtures ever, away from home against Stoke. They're not quite as brutish as they used to be, really. Stoke, they've brought in guys like Arnautovic, Bojan Krčić, and a few guys like that to bring a little bit of flair. As you can see, Enner Valencia still on the bench, not quite fully fit as of yet, so Zarate will continue up front, Downing and Ndumbaya and Niang being the wingers, Koyate and Song actually playing as central midfielders there to try and bully that very strong Stoke midfield, and Umtiti and Reed, the centre-back pairing. Got the first chance of the game, and soon Niang will be set through as well there, but a good save from Asmir Begovic to back up the first one too. But Stoke would actually get the first goal of the game with this incredible goal from Bojan Krčić. Absolutely ridiculous. The flick, the control is absolutely insane. He takes in his stride and then dinks it over the keeper, sort of against the run of play. In reality, to be fair, I think we deserved we deserved to lead, really. Zarate then skipping through challenges, and somehow Begovic is going to save that at the near post, but from the resulting corner, Winston Reid gets his head on it and makes it 1-1 in the 24th minute. After such a good goal from Bojan Krčić, a really nice headed goal there from Winston Reid, and Zarate almost curling one just over Begovic. Really nice effort that was. Stoke, though, going forward across there in towards Peter Crouch. Adrian can't get anywhere near it, but it is thankfully wide. Downing, though, will be set away in the 62nd minute. His touch is a little bit heavy, lets that Begovic get out and smother it, and it's a good save there from the Bosnian. But Downing, oh my goodness, he's going to skip past the challenge and curl it in. What an absolutely ridiculous goal. After Jetro Willems' wonder goal against Manchester City last time out, Downing with no backlift whatsoever is just going to curl it past him. Zarate there almost with a really nice goal after the Ronaldo chop, and Koyate is going to try and get in on the act, but another brilliant one-handed save there from Begovic from, I think, 30 yards out there, the Koyate strike. But a really, really good game, really good performance, really good overall game. As you can see, we changed the formation a little bit later on, brought on Mbolo to sort of deal with the defenders, and Downing got man of the match there with an 8.3 rating. Some really good ratings there for Zarate and Niang, who came off late on. We're now just going to get straight into the next game of the episode. Against Aston Villa, I am returning to my stomping ground, my old stomping ground. I loved the Aston Villa career mode with every fibre of my heart. It was an absolutely awesome series, and yeah, we're returning back. It's going to be an interesting one, but Mark Noble there with the first chance of the game hitting the post out the near post. But look at that awful defending from Samuel Umtiti. It's cleared off the line by Koyate, but it's actually going to go in. Andreas Beimann, as you can see, the goal line technology system spazzed out a little bit, but it was actually a goal. It's just for some reason it freeze-framed at a point where it wasn't a goal. But as you can see, Umtiti this time, no, sorry, Koyate this time at fault, and Weimann's going to score again. And Aston Villa are 2-0 up from 2 defensive mistakes in 25 minutes, and it wasn't proving to be a very happy return. As you can see, Zarate there with a good strike, but a good save from Guzan, and yet again Umtiti cannot deal with it. Weimann set through to try and complete the hat-trick. He tries to dink it over Adrian. It's a good save, and Benteke with the acrobatic strike going over the bar. But we were getting dominated by Aston Villa, and our defence just could not handle it. Zarate, though, with the strike, hits the post, and somehow is bundled in. Brad Guzan basically pushing Zarate just onto the ball, and that pushes it in. As you can see, we actually brought on Winston Reid at half-time for Samuel Umtiti, because I was actually so disgusted by Umtiti's performance all game. I actually decided to take him off for Reid. As you can see, they're right at the death. Mbola there with a decent chance, but a good save from Aston Villa's goalkeeper Brad Guzan, and we actually lost to our former team. Zarate, they're getting a good rating, but everyone else played pretty poorly. Noble and Song doing okay, but Umtiti was a catastrophe. Our fullbacks weren't particularly good. Morrison didn't have much of an impact on the game, and to be honest, Zarate didn't either. I'm not entirely sure how he got such a good rating. I suppose he did score the goal, but he didn't have much of an impact for me. And to be honest, our tactics were just, I suppose, all wrong. They were able to just pump the ball forward. Benteke and Weimann caused absolute havoc, and unfortunately we just couldn't really deal with it. We weren't able to play through like we usually do. And now, usually there'd be a question of the day just then, but sort of with the Q&A questions going on, I thought it might be a bit messy in the comment section to have question of the day and the Q&A, so I'll bring question of the day back for next episode. But it is now time to jump into the third and final game of this episode against Everton at Goodison Park. I do apologise if this is slightly bright, but the pitch contrast on this game for some reason at Goodison Park is not very good. Lukaku, though, and Barkley are going to cause havoc, though, from the offset, because in the 3rd minute, so early on, Barkley there somehow out-strengthening Winston Reid, and a really nice finish, to be fair, past Adrian. And Lukaku and Ross Barkley were causing all sorts of problems. Going forward again, Lukaku trying to chip Adrian, but a good save from the Spanish goalkeeper. And against the run of play, Jarvis there with a chance, and he's going to actually score. He's going to blast it past Tim Howard, who probably could have done a little bit better there. Get away from the challenge, and it's a nice finish after a bit of a failed cross, really, from Jetro Willems. Jarvis, though, is going to be set away again. He's going to cut inside. He's going to smash it, and he forces a great save from the American Tim Howard in the Everton goal. And now the momentum was starting to change. Bahluli with a really nice ball, and what a finish that is from Jarvis. A really nice clip through ball there for Fadez Bahluli, who actually started this game, the Leon loanee. Really nice ball, really nice finish from Jarvis, and we were now really on top. Valencia's going to go forward. He's going to cut inside, and he's going to hit the outside of the post, but Valencia surely would not be denied later on as Noble chips into the box, and it's a great header from Valencia. A slight deflection off Darren Gibson, but that now makes it 3-1 before half-time, and what a comeback going in at half-time. We were now 3-1 up, having been 1-0 down, sorry, in the 3rd minute. But as you can see, the game was far from over as Samuel Eto'o actually hit the post there in a very crowded area, having come on as a substitute for Romelu Lukaku at half-time. But from the clearance, Mbayang Seto is going to skip over the challenge, and he's going to drag it just agonisingly wide. A really end-to-end game this was starting to become, and yet another chance for Mbayang. I don't know how he hadn't scored yet, but yet another save from Tim Howard. But late on into injury time, we had the game sewn up, and another goal to complete his hat-trick from Matt Jarvis, having got a brace earlier on. 3 goals for Matt Jarvis today. A really nice ball through from Enner Valencia. He's going to slot it home past Tim Howard into the bottom corner to make it 4-1 away from home. Really good result against a really tricky opponent, being Everton, having been 1-0 down. Really good result. 9.7 rating there for Jarvis. Good rating for Valencia, as well as good ratings for Noble and Bahluli, who of course started. Really nice result. Really nice rating for him, as well as Adrian and Reid. Also, as you can see, Mbola and Diego Poyet actually came on as central midfielders, so sort of a makeshift central midfield to end the game due to a bit of fatigue for Noble, Song and Bahluli respectively. But as you can see, this is how it leaves the table after such a good episode. A bit disappointing to lose against Aston Villa. That was a very disappointing result and a disappointing performance in all honesty, but very much repaid by an awesome result and performance against Everton. Chelsea are actually leading the way on 28 points, joint with Liverpool now, with Manchester United there behind on 27, and Manchester City rounding out the top 4 on 26. We find ourselves now in 6th place, just above Arsenal and just behind West Brom, having beaten Everton and leapfrogged them, of course, with that victory over the Merseyside, as Leicester and Burnley find themselves just outside the relegation zone. Aston Villa helped with that win against us, now find themselves up in 15th place. Down the relegation zone now, though, now are Hull, Crystal Palace and QPR. But in the meantime, I really hope you enjoyed this episode of Career Mode. Feel free to leave a like and subscribe if you're new around here. Comment if you enjoyed it that much, and feel free to leave your questions for my Q&A. I hope you enjoyed the fact that there was 3 games this episode. That will continue as long as we're not in the transfer window due to you guys asking for it. So yeah, I hope you really enjoyed. It was a really good episode. 2 wins and a loss, of course, against Aston Villa. So feel free to check back next time. Have a good day, enjoy yourselves, and goodbye.